y'all, this is a saga. It seems like it's never going to end. But before I get started, Grand Rising, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time you click onto this video is the right time for you, and I thank you in advance for your viewership. Today's reading is going to be on William Big Boom Freeman, better known as Steve Harvey's bodyguard. Now, a few weeks ago, Big Boom sent the internet in a tailspin with the accusation that he and Marjorie Harvey had an alleged entanglement, okay? And he's saying that the entanglement started before her and Steve got together, that Steve allegedly knew all the time about them having a situation. And the biggest accusation, bombshell that he made was that Lori Harvey is allegedly his daughter. Now, shout out to Jamel Peterson, because if it wasn't for his interview, I wouldn't be doing this reading right now. So, intriguing enough, since that interview, it's been alleged that Big Boom has faced, I want to say, an alleged lawsuit that's being filed against him for spilling his tea, and allegedly police have raided his home, and this is all within the last couple of days. Now, this is being alleged that it's because of Steve and Marjorie that all of this is happening to him, not just the suit, but the police raiding his home, supposedly. So, I'm kind of glad that I waited to do this reading, because it seems like every other day something comes forward with this situation. Jamel Peterson stated that after he did a video taken up for Brandy Harvey, he ended up in contact with her, and she's willing to do an interview with him on Sunday. So that's definitely going to be interesting if that interview actually takes place, because that's, you know, very, very close in the family and the inner circle. So just wow. So I'm going to tap into the energy around Big Boom, Mr. William Freeman, to see if I can spiritually assess that he is telling the truth, and to see what's going on around him currently, if these accusations are true about the lawsuit and his home being broken into. There's some cards over here I want to use so bad, but I can't, because I know YouTube won't let me get away with it. But they would have been perfect for this reading. They're called the Exotic Cancer cards. Let me see if I can find one in here that won't get me in trouble. So, okay, here we go. So these, you know, as you can see, are a bit spicy, and they would have been perfect for the pimps up, hoes down theme, since, you know, Big Boom used to be a pimp and a drug dealer. This is self-admitted. This is something that he said in the interview. This wasn't something that someone dug up. He said that's not his life anymore. He hasn't done anything like that in years. He's working on the straight and narrow, and he also claimed that even in his days out in the streets, he never harmed a woman, never put his hands on a woman. You want to work, you want to work, you didn't, you didn't. That's what he said. So now, Jamel, I'm going to start off with something that you said in the video that was about Steve and Marjorie allegedly possibly suing Big Boom for coming forward to speak. There was a scenario, and I know it was all, you know, jokes or whatnot, but something about it hit home with me where you said that it's a possibility, because, you know, people do this all the time. You know, your homeboys had you go out, you didn't want to go, so you put girls on them so that they could buy them drinks. And that it's a possibility that Marjorie was in his stable, because Big Boom is stating that Steve didn't meet Marjorie at the comedy club. He met her at a gambling house. So he alleged in a joke that it's a possibility that Marjorie could have been, you know, in his stable, and how she met Steve was back then Big Boom was still pimping, and he put his bottom bitch on Steve. And it was a possibility that it was a lick that nobody expected to last this long. Now, I know that was like a scenario, it was like a joke, but something about that, you know, felt like it had a little twinge of honesty to it. Now, it could, you know, just be allegedly, you know, an example that he was using, you know, but let's see. Show me the energy between Big Boom and Marjorie before she dated Steve. Okay, so Page of Wands, Coin of Wands. Okay, so this is new opportunities opening up. And these new opportunities were attached to finances. So there's a possibility that they do know each other, not just in a friendly way, but in a business type of way. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Wands. Very interesting, because, you know, my tarot readers, you know, Ace of Wands is that big D energy. Now, I'm not going to say what type of business this could be, but this is very interesting. Let's see what we see. King of Coins. Look at this. If this don't say I seen a sucker and I licked it. New opportunities coming about, opening up, new financial opportunities. King of Coins. Bottom of the deck, Six of Coins. So King of Coins is someone who's well established, older in age, not necessarily old, but possibly, you know, stepping into middle age. And then Six of Coins is unrequited income. To trick your dough off would be, not unrequited, that's not what I meant to say, unearned income. There we go. So somebody tricking their dough off on you is unearned income. It's a version of hitting the lottery. So Jamel, is interesting. It's a lot to be said in your jokes. Page of Swords, High Priestess. So this is people watching and communicating in secret. Now, mind you, I asked what was the energy between Big Boom and Marjorie before Steve. This is literally watching someone in secret. I just said this guy, if I seen a sucker and I licked it all over. Moon and Empress, because I want y'all to see this. Moon and Empress at the bottom of the deck, okay? So the moon is, you know, once again, secretive energy, just like the high priestess. The high priestess has a lot of secret knowledge. The moon represents, there's two sides to a situation, the side you can see and the side that you can't. That's why there's always going to be some kind of secret with the moon. The Empress is the mother of the deck. So that's secrets around fertility. Secrets around womb, secret around motherhood, secrets around a pregnancy. Knight of Cups, Two of Cups. Coming in to offer your cups. And then here it is. Two of Cups is like soulmate, twin flame. Now, what this is showing me is this is a new opportunity opening up with the Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups. But see, this lets me know somebody is already in union, because where is this? How did the Knight of Cups come after the Two of Cups? If you're going into a relationship that's going to be meaningful, the Knight of Cups comes first, because that's going to offer your cup to somebody, and then it blossoms into a strong relationship. This is showing somebody who's already in a strong relationship, and you come and offer yourself on the side. So I know Steve is saying that they didn't get together until after he left Mary, but allegedly this is looking like he was still with Mary when him and Marjorie possibly started, you know, dealing with each other. Now, I'm looking at this card, and this couldn't have any relevance, but I'm going to say that it's sticking out for a reason, and I always follow my intuition. Now, this Two of Cups in this deck is two men. And then this appears to be a woman approaching two entangled men. Now, I'm not going to go off into that, because if that's what I think that might be, that is someone approaching somebody who is entangled in another entanglement, and you offer yourself in the midst of such said situation. Ooh, sheesh. King of Swords. King of Swords is a businessman, but this is also somebody who comes forward to tell truth and nothing but the truth when it's upright. This is someone who doesn't mince their words, doesn't play any games. This is Mr. I said what I said. It is what it is. This feels like to me, for what it's worth, there's a lot more that Big Boom has that he has not even attempted to hint at yet, let alone putting out, rather. This is going to get way messier. I can already see that right now. There are some major, major secrets attached to the inner workings of this relationship, because this is a lot between Big Boom and Marjorie before Marjorie and Steve get to dating, because I'm still in the energy of before she ends up dating Steve, not even marrying Steve. So it appears to me that she had knowledge of things that were going on with Steve before she got with him, and she used it to her advantage when she was able to approach him. It gave her multiple leverage, multiple angles on how to handle a such situation. Knight of Swords to the Six of Swords. So it was a message that came through that caused somebody to move on to calmer waters. Somebody came and communicated something with somebody. Okay, so this makes sense because it's falling under the Page of Coins. And this is somebody peacefully moving on with their baby. She may have only had one baby at the time. But if you're looking at finances, the Page of Coins is flat broke. That's somebody who ain't got nothing. So somebody came to her and told her, look, he broke. He ain't even got it like that, and she moved on. Okay, so this is when he said that he met her in the comedy club and said something to her about marrying her, and she turned him down because he wasn't where he needed to be. Caught up. Now, Big Boom said that they met in a gambling house and not a comedy club. Let's keep that in mind, because this shows why there's so many people watching, keeping an eye. I mean, you in a gambling house, they're going to always watch the out-of-towner with the deep pockets. So people were watching him to see, you know, how his pockets were laying, and he didn't have it. And it went around the gambling spot real quick that he ain't got it like that. 4 of Cups, 3 of Cups. So King of Coins. He ended up getting his money up, but this was an unrequited offer for him, because 4 of Coins is something that doesn't work out to your favor, but it ends up going into the 3 of Cups, which is the card of celebration and third parties. So once he got his money up, he came back to show, you know, Marjorie that he was bossed up. Now this, you know, now we're all caught up. This comes back to when he started the first dater. And like I said before, he says that they didn't get together till him and Mary broke up. But allegedly, this keeps saying to me that when he got his money up, he hadn't left Mary yet. And he went straight back to Marjorie to see if he could still, you know, get her. So this is like a pending situation. I'm not going to leave what I got until I know I got what I'm trying to get type thing, allegedly. 4 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, Page of Swords. So he had been watching her while he was in this situation of stability. You see this? This is people who possibly just got married, or people who are married, staying together. This is a stable home life. So yeah, you keeping up with somebody while you got the stable home life, allegedly. I keep seeing it. High Priestess, that's also keeping secrets. So they can say that they got together after the divorce, but that's not what it looks like to me at all. It looks like the divorce came about because of them getting together. Yep. The World. So a cycle came to an end. Got tired of watching. The Empress under the deck, and then the High Priestess. It's like it was kept a secret that somebody could have possibly been pregnant. So it could be that this is a situation to where Steve may not have told Marjorie that Mary was pregnant until afterwards, or vice versa. But somebody kept a secret about a pregnancy, because this is the very beginning of them hooking up and spending time with each other. Yeah, and that secret brought a hangman. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. If you see this Five of Pentacles, look at this. This is a woman who's out in the cold. And we very well know that that pretty much happened to Mary. Mary got pushed to the side. You know, she really didn't get anything in the divorce. She ended up just on the wrong side of right. She ended up ass out. So, just wow. Six of Cups. Yeah, this is a person coming back from the past to offer their cup. So, Knight of Wands on some, you know, trying to smash type situation. Testing your luck. Now, I just said, you know, the relationship, when it came to an end, a woman was leaving with her child. Look at this. Mary and her son. She was pregnant. So it is true that he left her behind with the child, and there was a child on the way. Allegedly, this is how this is looking. And this Three of Cups here, this third party situation. Yeah, it went off into judgment, right? So it did end up being judged by the court of public opinion. It was dragged all throughout the courts. Okay, so this is the beginning of Steve and Marjorie publicly. Got it. Ace of Cups. The world, the end of a cycle for a love situation. So, wow. Hangman, the Queen of Coins. Now you see this, the High Priestess to the Hangman and the Four of Wands. This is looking like somebody who felt inconvenienced by and boxed in by being married. So this is when it looks like Steve decided to get the divorce. He felt like, you know, hey, I want to be free. I want to be free to explore this new opportunity. I'm ready to leave now. And this is the beginning of him and Marjorie. So let's go to the Bodyguard, Big Boom, because this is supposed to be his reading, and we're 20-something minutes in explaining how they got together. But we do get the connection of how Big Boom helped to set this up and how it all lines up. So now that they're together, and Big Boom is Steve's bodyguard. Six of Swords, moving on victoriously, being sneaky, creeping around. My spirit guides is playing changing faces, fooling around. Yeah, so Nine of Swords. This is bringing heavy anxiety, no rest for the weary, no rest for the wicked, due to a truth being unveiled. The Ace of Swords. Very straight to the point when you get to Big Boom's cards. Page of Cups. That's a lot of flirty energy, and that's also energy that's around light-hearted communication. Pages are often, they're also children. Three of Cups and the Hermit. So this is literally, when the cat is away, the mouse will play. because Three of Cups, we know, is not just celebration. That's the third party energy in the Hermit. So whenever he was away, whenever Steve was away, allegedly, Boom and Marjorie entertained each other's company. But something happened that caused harsh communication, because the Five of Cups is arguing. Oh, something happened with some money. Now, as you can see, this coin is falling into this person's hand. It hasn't made it yet. So it's a possibility that Big Boom was owed some type of money, some type of stipend or salary, and it didn't manifest. Nine of Wands. Yeah, this wounded warrior. This was an ongoing thing. It was something was happening with discussions about money, not getting along, justice, okay? That's balancing the scales through this sneaky behavior. Page of Wands, action through, you know, a new activity. And then we've got the Six of Swords, that's moving on victoriously after going through something over and over and over again. A lot of this sneaky energy, you know, it's like karma caught up. But that's also the card of court, and that's bringing high anxiety through these new actions. So Big Boom is concerned about court, from what I can see, allegedly, from these cards. But this feels like his employers wasn't paying him what they owed him. Somebody owed him either, I don't know if it's a raise or it was for services rendered that haven't been completely paid yet. This is what this feels like. And I mean, hey, I personally wouldn't leave, you know, a chick that get down a certain type of way to take care of, you know, run errands for my man, especially if I haven't paid her. But it looks like, you know, Boom decided to get paid one way or the other. You're not going to pay me, I'm gonna find a way to pay myself. So, King of Cups. Okay. Yeah, King of Cups falling under the Ace of Swords. Now, King of Cups is someone who feels very deeply about certain things, but just does not show their emotions and their feelings, you know, publicly. The Hermit and the Eight of Coins. So this is more so like, I know that they say that Steve let him go, but this is, to me, this looks like somebody going their separate ways with a working situation. We do know that Boom was terminated from his employment, so this is him being independent of this job over these allegations of this flirty activity and this third party energy. But it seems to me that this is feeling like somebody was going to sever ties anyway due to harsh communication about money paid for services rendered. Six of Wands. That's just moving on victoriously. So he was gonna leave anyway. This wasn't about him being terminated and people no longer needing his services. Five of Cups. Deep, heavy regret and sorrow. So this situation is weighing very heavy on the bodyguard because the blowback is extreme. He's really having to deal with the consequences of releasing this information. It's way deeper, way bigger than people think. Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups. So, as you can see, Queen of Swords and Queen of Cups. This is like, you know, dealing with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Because Queen of Cups is someone who could be seething and never let you know because they don't show how they feel publicly. Queen of Swords is someone who's very sharp with their words and very methodical. This is a businesswoman. This is somebody who will organize a strike against you. And here we go. We see sneaky maneuvers with justice. So he's allegedly going to have to be very careful about dealing with law enforcement in the court, because there's some underlying energy here that is going a little bit above and beyond what's to be expected. Three of Wands. So this is a ship's coming in, because we've got the Seven of Swords, which is being very sneaky. Justice. That's with law enforcement. Also, that sneaky activity throughout all these years is bringing karmic justice. And now there's an opportunity coming in. That's a lot of people losing sleep right now. This is worrying the whole group, not just Big Boom, because this was something that, you know, you usually think that the media cycle lasts 7 days. After 7 days, people get tired and they move on to another story. But this is going beyond the 7-day media cycle, and it's becoming more and more in-depth. And people on both sides are now stressing. I keep saying the root of this situation is money. Ten of Cups. Yeah, new actions, activities taken for this family unit. Seven of Coins. That's as you sow, so shall you reap. Also trying to sow seeds for a bigger, stronger harvest later. Three of Coins that are going to help with this union and other business opportunities, because Three of Coins is like committing to something, contract negotiations and agreements. Two of Coins. So yeah, this was Big Boom. He was taking a juggle over this situation, because it's something going on with this that affects him deeply. And this all falls on the Ace of Swords, which shows me that there is somehow, some way in this story, there's a lot of truth. And I'm not surprised, because you don't do all these gag orders like this fast for outright lies unless they start to affect your brand. And you have to be able to prove in a court of law that it is a lie, because once you say that somebody is lying on you, you have to produce the evidence of the lie. And this is where a lot of stuff hits brick walls, because when you get in court, it has to be beyond a shadow of a doubt. And all of this gets to come out and be on public record. Yep, Judgment, Page of Coins. Now this Page of Coins keeps coming out between these two decks. So that's trying to take a financial judgment on somebody after ostracizing them. So I'm seeing truth to that with Jamel Richardson. But it don't look like it's much for them to get. Like most people who've worked in the street, you're not going to just run down on him and find his money in the bank. And this Empress keeps showing herself. So, you know, we cannot say, you know, the intricate details of how they know each other, because allegedly they just know each other because, you know, he's been a bodyguard all these years and she likes street guys and, you know, people bend corners. But this is starting to look more and more and more like an alleged, estranged, upset baby mama. Because the Empress is the mother, pregnant woman, or a situation, you know, giving birth to a new situation. What is this? Hold on. Got some cards in here backwards. There we go. 5 of coins. Like I said, that's being ass out. So 5 of coins could be the card of being homeless and the card of financial loss. So he literally could be facing losing his home and losing whatever assets that he has due to a judgment attached to the Empress. So he's going to have to be very careful with that. Have to get him a very good lawyer. 8 of Swords. So this is like somebody giving you an opportunity after possibly getting out of jail, but it's like they could be trying to open up the opportunity to have him locked up, because 8 of Swords is a card of binding, prison, jail. 4 of Coins. Okay, so yeah, these people are shook over their stability because the 9 of Swords leads this out. So, you know, 4 of Coins is like stability for at least 4 generations. And see, this is what, you know, Marjorie is concerned about. This affecting her children and her children's children and her great-grandchildren. King of Coins. So it's like King of Coins falling here at the bottom of the situation with the truth. This is starting to feel like Marjorie insisted that Steve do this legal action, allegedly. Eight of Wands. Yeah, and do it swiftly. Six of Coins. So she's not going to let you stop how she gets her money, her unearned income. So let's switch up, dig into, you know, maybe some Sabilas or something. Yeah, she's protecting, you know, money for generations and generations and generations. She's not going to let him take what she's worked for. So that's where it looks like we are now. Now that we've caught up to the allegation of the lawsuit and the police raiding Big Boom's house, because that's where we just left off at. It's like she wants to strip him of everything, and she's going to have Steve to do it for her, allegedly. Show me the energy behind this potential lawsuit and this raid. Page of Flutes, the Daydreamer. So, Seven of Roses, drama. So as you can see, the drama is attached to the woman who is floating on this cloud of love. Due to the energy around the Bachelor. That would have, at the time, been the bodyguard. I believe he's married now. So it's a possibility that there was communication before any of this hit the fan. It's like to just chill, keep it cool, because this says keep it chill. Four of Mirrors, reassuring Rose. Now, if you got people in the street, then you know that a rose and a strawberry are terms for women who work in the street. So, like I said, there could have allegedly been a conversation between him and her to just, you know, let things rock, let it ride, just keep it chill. And he reassured her that he would keep things moving. But what changed? Opening up. He decided to open up. Why did he decide to open up? The producer plant. So the producer plant is falling under the Daydreamer, which is the woman that all this drama has started over. Knight of Mirrors, the meathead. So this is looking like the producer plant would be Lori. Now, meathead is a derogatory term that some people use for jocks or athletic, muscular people. Somebody who is considered possibly thick or dense in the head. 10 of Rings. Home owns. I don't know if that was... Let me see. I don't think there's a book in here with that one. Yes, it is. Find out what that means. For the reason. Oh my gosh. So look, before I look this up, look at this. Father and daughter, right? Oh shoot, so in the book it says hometowns. No wonder that didn't make sense to me. Okay. So it's a misprint, y'all. I don't know if you can see that. That's supposed to be hometown. but it's broken up. So the bachelor from the hometown, that now it makes sense. Him and Marjorie, yes, they're both from the same hometown, from Memphis. So drama and the meathead. I hate to say it, but it looks like she felt like it would be easy to get Steve to fight her battles because it's easy for her to control him because he's possibly dense, because a meathead is supposed to be dense, allegedly. So she had everything that she wanted all up under one roof. Proposal, keep it chill. So get it. There we go. Okay, so proposal falls under keep it chill. So when he proposed to her, it's like allegedly him and Marjorie had a deal that they would keep whatever their arrangement was, you know, out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, because look at that, gossips under the deck. So they would make sure that it didn't get out, that there would be no gossip about the situation now that he's proposed to her. Final two. Okay, under reassuring roles. So he was reassuring this chick that, you know, used to be in his circle, that she had nothing to worry about. Go ahead and get married, right? And then boom, look at that, competition. So he told her to go ahead with it. Don't worry about it. You know, this is a big opportunity for you, allegedly. And then he decided to open up, and look at that. The gossip card falls right up under opening up. So that's the internet taking this story and everybody covering it. Everybody talking about this situation all across the internet for like the last 2 weeks. That this is like the big talk, the big gossip. Challenge the winner. Okay, so, you know, she would be considered the winner right now. So, you know, that's her and Lori. Challenge the winner, 6 of roses. Quality time, 6 of rings. So drama ensued between her and Steve, aka the meathead. That's what the cards say. Don't come for me. Quality time. They got into it a lot about not spending time with one another, which is kind of strange to me because she has such a huge appetite for spending that she knows that he has to go out and make the money. So it's like you send him out to make the money and then you complain about not making time. He can't do both if you want to keep things going the way you want to keep them. So, shoulder to cry on. Look at that. Bottom of the deck. So this is how her and the bodyguard start getting a little close, well, a little too close for comfort, allegedly, because she was bored and lonely and she needed a shoulder to cry on, allegedly. Meeting parents falls under the bachelor and the hometown. So it's like they know all of each other's people. Yeah, they come from the same hometown. They bent the same corners. They're very familiar. Now, remember, he was chauffeuring her around. So here she is right here. And you see that arm opening the door for her? So it's looking like, you know, when he would ride her around, she would pour out her guts and talk about how lonely she is and how terrible this situation is because she never gets to see her husband. They don't really spend any time together, you know. Listen. Shoulder to cry on. Keep it chill falls under proposal. So not too long after they got married. Now, if this is accurate, you dirty wench, you. This is around the engagement and marriage time. This is the very beginning, allegedly. See this? Mansion. So not too long after you moved into this life, you were already the contestant. Here she is. She's pulling up, reassuring the roles. Final two. So the final two comes down to between her and Mary, which means there were others, but these were the two to choose from, allegedly. And then boom, look at that, the mansion. And that falls under gossip and opening up. So he opened up about the gossip behind what was happening in the mansion. And if you look at here, challenge the winner, quality time, meeting the parents, shoulder to cry on, contestant, and mansion. That's like, you know, he was constantly in the inner workings of everything that they had going on. And she was pulling him into the inner fold. He knew everybody, not just because he worked for them, but it's like she was almost to a certain extent in some situations possibly parading him around. The bodyguard, Big Boom. So this is like almost like, what is that, Pleasure P, boyfriend number 2. You know, the one that I'm married to, or the one I'm marrying ain't never around. You know, I get to constantly go shopping, and while I'm shopping, I'm in the car, you driving me around. I'm talking to you about my life and what's going on, and eventually, you know, I get comfortable opening up to you and open up to you, if you catch my drift. And it wasn't hard to do because it looks like they were already comfortable well before this situation started to happen at the house. So allegedly, it's starting to look like there's some meat and potatoes to what the bouncer, not the bouncer, the security, Big Boom, is saying. It's starting to look like there's some validity here. Now we're going to take a couple of Sabilas. This is waiting, okay? The waiting card and the house. So look at this. You look at the waiting in the house. This is this woman with nothing better to do, sitting around the house bored, just waiting for something to happen. And this is what? Joyfulness. So you have a man juggling 2 women. In my Marjorie video, it appeared as if Marjorie was saying that he did what he did first, but she did what she did better. So here it is, the letter. It's a possibility that she found some kind of correspondence around the house that was related to Steve possibly dealing with someone else. And bottom of the deck is thoughts. She was all up in her head about it because this affects her bottom line. The room. the conversation, and the sweetheart. Bottom of the deck is the wedding. They have some very interesting things going on in the house, because being that the room and the conversation fall back to back, that's letting me know that things were going on allegedly in the house, and there was conversations about things that were happening in private spaces in the house. Possibly somebody being somewhere where they shouldn't have been. Thoughts? Yeah. Thief. So like I said, when you have thoughts and thief, this is like somebody stealing your peace of mind, having to be concerned and worried about what's going on the premises in this home, you know, when you're not around, or someone doing things in the home and thinking that you're not wise enough to know about it. I wouldn't be surprised to find out that somebody did something inappropriate in one of the rooms in the house, because it is strong energy around that. Prison. So this is like somebody feeling like they were in a gilded cage. Just like you have all this luxury, you have everything that you've ever wanted, and you feel trapped all at the same time. What is this? Oh, the Lovers. So yeah, the Lovers, quite interesting. Like I said, that shoulder to cry on, feeling like you're trapped in this gilded cage, being bored, thinking that there's a possibility, or knowing that there's a possibility that somebody's dealing with somebody else, and being upset and just letting your emotions get the best of you, allegedly. So Lord, which is like the head of the house. Wedding and widower. So I don't even want to tap into that, because this is feeling like Steve needs to be careful with health ailments, taking care of himself. He could possibly be sick and not saying anything, or, you know, him working is as hard as he does, as much as he does, is going to affect his health in a very negative way if he doesn't take some time off to take care of himself and revamp, recharge, and pretty much rest. It doesn't look good. He really needs to consider, you know, falling back for a little while and just being comfortable with the money that they have for a minute. Just take some time to relax, because something's going on with his health, allegedly, and it's pulling on him immensely. So I'm going to end this here. And once again, thanks to Jamel Peterson. I'm going to link him in this video because I would not have done this reading if it wasn't for him doing the interview with William Big Boom Freeman. And from what I can see, a lot of what Big Boom has said allegedly looks like it appears to be true. And there's still a lot more to the story that hasn't been said yet, that they're going to have to be careful about, because they take this to court. It's no telling how things are going to come out. And right now, people are going to the court of public opinion, and that's going to be detrimental before they even make it to court. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this reading. This reading is adjourned. Thank you so much, everybody, for your viewership. And I'm done. I'm about to go lay it down.